All right, thank you guys for attending today's Training Tuesday webinar. I hope you all had a great holiday week last week, and I'm Heidi Reese with the Dayton Superior Symons Marketing Training Department. Super excited to have you here. Last week was an off week for our Training Tuesdays, and hopefully you saw the email that we sent to review some of the top Training Tuesdays that we've conducted throughout the year. And I want to know which one's your favorite. If you want to, go ahead and put that in the chat functionality, as long as you pay attention to what we're going to be discussing today. And also, is there anything that maybe you want to see for future Training Tuesdays? Go ahead and shoot a chat to me too, and we'll see about what we can do for that. So I'm excited to be able to provide these short, insightful trainings each week and introduce our product experts. Their knowledge on various products and services are super great, and I know that I like to learn from their experience, so I hope you do as well. So like normal, just for some housekeeping, we have muted everyone on the call so that there are no disruptions. And I want to allow you the ability to talk through the Zoom functionality. Any questions that you may have, go ahead and put that through the Zoom chat functionality. And then we can ask that at the end. It'll be a mini question answer session. And we'll go from there. Also, this presentation is being recorded in case you want to re-listen to it later and forward it to someone that couldn't make it or that would benefit from it. Okay, so let's get to it. And today's topic, we are going to hear from the Director of Engineering here at Symons Dayton Superior, who will discuss the Symons Forming Engineering Services available to you. As I said, Tyler Shaner is Dayton Superior's Director of Engineering for Symons Forming and is one of our product experts around the engineering services for Symons. He has a BS in Civil Engineering from Iowa State University and rounds that out with an Executive Master's degree in Business. He's been working in the industry for over 26 years, and he's a fantastic resource for forming projects, products, and of course, engineering services. So before I let him take it away, I'd like to just let you know that this thing is for training purposes only, this presentation, and anything that you find within here in the document can be found on DaytonSuperior.com, technical data sheets or contact information. So just want to let you know about that. It's a great resource. With that, Tyler, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Heidi, and thank you for getting on today. I am really proud and excited to be able to talk to you today. Just a little bit of what this group does, our application engineering group here at Symons by Dayton Superior. We'll talk a little bit about who that group is, what the team does, and the services they provide. So we're going to touch the surface a little bit here, but I think we'll get a better look at what we do. So first, the application engineering group here, we do have a goal. We do want to be the best engineering department in the forming industry by providing the safest, most efficient, and cost-effective solutions to our customers. So you'll notice I didn't say the biggest, but I said the best. You don't have to be the best to be the biggest to be the best, and we want to make sure that what we provide is the best that we can do. Safety first, that is our priority number one. Obviously, being in this industry, you know this is an extremely dangerous industry. So that is priority number one for us. We do follow OSHA, ACI, all the industry standards and requirements that are out there. We also have internal guidelines that we follow depending on what the structure is, what we're designing, what system we're designing with. You know, certain items do require one of our PEs to review and approve the design before it goes out to our customers. Efficiency. So we want to provide the most efficient solution possible. You know, that's everything from assembling that product all the way through cycling it through the different pores and structures on a job, and then all the way through the tear down. So we look at that as in as much detail as we can, working on our effectiveness, you know, internally as well, how we review projects, understanding what that customer needs and determining what was sold on the project. We also review, you know, from a standpoint of how efficient we are as working as a team with the products that we use internally, you know, including, I mentioned Revit there, new 3D software packages that are coming out from Autodesk. The money side obviously is important to us. We want that package, that solution that we deliver to be cost effective for the customer. You know, it may not be the most obvious solution. It may be we've got to evaluate, can we do this cap, can we do these columns tileless? Is that an advantage for the customer here to save them time and money on the job site? Or even, you know, does this need to be all custom or all standard equipment or a combination? Is that the best approach? So we look at all of those when we come and put our best solution towards the customer. So who are we? What do we provide as far as this team, our application group? We are a group of degreed engineers as well as other technical professionals. We are located in 10 different spots throughout the United States. That includes 2 more focused groups, one that handles our commercial or shoring projects, and another that is primarily focused on our infrastructure and heavy civil. You can see that we've got an average of about 13 years per person within this group. That's with my experience in the industry, that's pretty good, and it's even higher when you start to consider the experience that they have with other companies as well as in the construction industry as a whole. So some of the services we provide, I'll list several here. Obviously, the biggest one there is what we're here for, providing standard custom application solutions. We do professional engineering reviews of those designs, stamps, and stamp calculations. This includes review of our bridge overhang bracket designs that we do in-house here. And we also provide technical and PE reviews for our tilt-up group within Dayton Superior. We provide a bill of material for our designs. The custom designs, obviously, an estimate. So we've got an estimating group that will review our custom designs, work with our procurement groups here at Dayton Superior to come up with the pricing for the custom designs. Technical manuals, obviously, we're in charge of keeping those up to date for our product lines. We'll do on-site directed equipment reviews. So if a customer requests it or it's required, we'll send one of our professionals out to a job site to review the erection of our products to make sure that they're in line with what we designed. We have our drawing databases, both 2D and 3D. Our ID, safety, and assembly sheets, which we'll take a look at here in a little bit as well. Something else that we're involved in is new product development support. So that's anything from designing the whole package or just providing a review internally here at Dayton. We also do vendor quality reviews. You know, that is part of our work as well. That's mostly on custom and heavy equipment, but we do that across all of our product lines. And finally, last few here, we do have a PE that is a voting member of the ACI 347 committee. It's something we've been involved with for over 5 decades, and we're very proud of that fact. Our primary software that we use is through Autodesk, AutoCAD. We're using the latest version, 2023. And then when we get into custom and or product designs, we typically go with SolidWorks when we come up with those. So these remaining slides, what I'm going to do, you can see there's 4 or 5 items there that are in bold. I'm going to step into each one of those with a little bit more detail, starting with our in-house PE coverage. We have 8 professional engineers on staff. There are 2 engineers actually that just that are finishing up their PE requirements. And we just had another that took the test in October. Crossed our fingers that we've got another one that's coming. So we could have 11 PEs on staff here soon. Those PEs do cover 42 states. You can see they're all in green. A lot of those states we have dual or triple or more coverage. We're working to get even more coverage throughout the country. Even those that we do not have, those remaining states, we do have the ability with connections within the industry to get those covered if we need to. Next up, technical manuals. So these are in-house internal use documents that we have that go really into depth on each product line. And you can see we're currently going through, there's about 10 to 12 technical manuals for all of our systems. We're going through a very in-depth review of these, making sure they're up to date, have the latest codes, our latest data in them. You know, these are going to have information such as standard, non-standard applications. You're going to have nomenclature in there, but then they get into what really they're for, the more technical details of the product lines, you know, dimensions, capacities, factors, safety criteria, and so forth. So again, these are internal use only, but it's something that our group maintains. And right now, this is the new look of our technical manuals that you can see there. There's 4 that have been reviewed and completed, with several more to go. ID, safety, and assembly drawings. So these are going to be part of the completed package that our team provides to our customers for our solutions. We have several standard templates that'll be at the front of a drawing package. You know, ID sheets, safety sheets, typical assembly ISOs. So you can see here, this is a look of a identification or an ID sheet. So that's going to have an ISO rendering of each product. It's going to have a product code, description, weight of each one of those products. The safety sheet may look somewhat similar depending on what the system is, but this is going to go into depth, into a little bit more depth as far as the capacities, such as taper tie capacities or support bracket capacities, factors, safeties, you know, critical application uses for those types of products. And then finally, we've got some very more specific ISOs that we provide at the front end, depending on what the system is. You can see there on the bottom left, this is for our MaxForm STS system, proper application of the girder bolts in the corners, very critical to the use of the system, scaffold brackets, walkway brackets, heavy duty lift bracket attachments. So it's going to go into detail with a nice ISO rendering there at the front end of a drawing package. On the right, you know, we also go more specific depending on what the project is and what it demands, you know, showing the assembly, the setting and or stripping of a set of products. So in this case, that is actually a little bit more detail of a stripping of a cap and an I and an L factor there. So there would be another ISO ahead of this drawing that shows the setting of this bridge form, of this cap form. New product development. So Symons has a very long and proud history as far as innovation in the forming industry, starting all the way back in 1918 with Arthur Symons coming up with the ever square column clamp patent. You know, then he had wood ply in 1945, leading to the steel ply patent in 1955. So there's a long history there, and you'll see some more here in a minute of where we've been since then. But this team gets involved in the design of that, as well as the producing the production drawings for those products. We do technical review as well and support, whether we're doing the actual design with our team or another team here in Miamisburg is doing it. We will provide the support to technically review those. And then you just saw several of the documents that we also provide support for, such as the tech manuals, the application guides, ID, safety sheets, tech data sheets, such as that. So as you look at innovations, and I'm going to bring all of these up here quick. So back in the 80s and 90s, you had, you know, Maxiform, Flexform, Room Tunnel. And then as you got into 2000s, Space Lift System in 2007. Simply was our clamp system in 2011. 2014 was our Maxiform STS, which is an upgrade to our Maxiform. You know, along with that came the 300 kip support system, which is the highest rated standard rentable system in the market out there today. And along with that came the super taper ties and 3-bolt system, which is 128K ultimate. So those all came from that Maxiform STS release in 2014. Next up will be Tower Max, which is our new version of our circular column forms. That'll be coming out this year, next year in 2023. And there's a couple other exciting projects that we have underway for 23 and 24. So really getting into what our key focus is, our application engineering, right? So we provide the standard custom solutions to our customers that we've been talking about. You know, we want those to be efficient, cost effective. Our first look really is to use our standard products from our rental fleet. That is really what we want to do. That's the most cost effective thing for our customers instead of building something from scratch. But as I said before, that doesn't always make sense for what the structure is or what the project demands. We provide pre-bid support. So this is anything from a back of the napkin scratch all the way through the finished project to the bids that we send out to the customers. That could be a full-fledged drawing package or just a quick review of that sketch on the back of a napkin. Custom concepts, which we've talked about, working with our procurement and our vendors to come up with those estimates. So at a 10,000 foot level, this is, and really in very few bullets, this is what our key is for our group, right? Those projects come in through our sales team. Our group reviews those, what that project looks like and evaluates it. You know, we do our best to try and review what has been submitted. Do we have everything we need to move forward? Do we have all the questions that we need answered? And we go back and forth with our sales group and our customer to make sure we're there, so that when we get to the work, we can work as efficient as we possibly can. We'll schedule that workload. We look local first, so if the job comes out into the west, out into Los Angeles, we'll use our group in Rubidoux. But we do have the ability to transfer that work all across the country to our other groups. So depending on what the workload is, what the demand is, we can shift those to our different groups. We'll go through our design process and reviews with our customer and our sales teams, and we'll submit that final package. So, there's a lot of work involved in those few bullets, but that in a nutshell, 10,000 foot level is how a project flows through our group. We do have an internal database system that we use for tracking and logging each one of our projects. We use this to take a look at our backlog, take a look at our productivity. How efficient are we doing our designs by product line? So it's a great archive as well to go in there and look at, have we done this before, right? We can go in there and take a look and see what other designs we have done to tackle a project. So those typical packages that come out, right? They're going to have a cover sheet that you see there that's going to have some of the general information for the project. You're going to have a general safety sheet. You're going to have pour pressure sheets all up at the up front or the front part of the package. You're going to have a big detail sheet here of general notes. All of your legal jargon is going to be in there. The pour pressure sheets per the ACI standards. You're going to have the ID safety sheets that we talked about and you saw just a little bit ago. You're going to have the assembly ISOs if they relate to this project that we looked at from Maxiform STS. And then you're going to get into the actual application drawings of how our products are being applied to that structure. So in this case, typically you're going to have a drawing that shows the concrete outline, concrete dimensions. Again, this is something we just verify with the customer. Hey, is this what we're forming? Is this what we're going to be providing a solution for? And you've got some general plan views there of that structure. Then depending on what it is, obviously we get into elevations, sections, general details, that are a little bit out of the norm. So we've got some corners there, some T-intersections, a double intersection there that we're detailing out in that one. And then depending, again, on what that structure is, in this case, this is a hammerhead cap. You can see an elevation, plan view, and some key sections across that cap. Another hammerhead cap on the bottom left. A little bit more detail on that elevation, depending on what's required. On the right there is the round column forms and a soldier walkway platform at the top. The key thing here is if you look at all of these drawings, all of them are a little bit different in what the structure is, what the systems we're using. The vast majority of what you see here is all standard. So that follows our first protocol. We want to be with our standard equipment as much as we possibly can. There's definitely some custom involved here, but it's where it's required only. As we talk about custom, this is where it gets fun. This is where it gets challenging, and we like to take those challenges on. This is a round column, structure here in a V and a W shape. So again, you know, from a cost standpoint, we take a look at this cost effectiveness here for the customer and the best solution. A lot of this is standard. If you look at the bottom center there, all that gray is a standard round column form. The custom comes into play when those two come together at the bottom or the top. You can see a lot of soldier there for standard bracing needs. There's some custom there for the brackets that attach it. So a lot of standard here combined with our custom. So looks pretty simple, but there's a lot of work involved in what this design ended up being. A lot of back and forth with the customer, but that's what we're here for. We're here to provide the best solution for that customer. You know, a lot of times you could look at this and a customer would want it all custom. If that's the preference, that's what we can do as well. In this case, it made sense to do a combination. A little bit more of what we would call full custom. So in this case, this is a digester structure, the very bottom of a digester structure. So it goes from a 45-degree angle there all the way at the bottom of about 10-foot diameter and expands out at a 45-degree radius. This is almost full custom. You can see some standard parts of soldier in there. And then in the drawing in the center bottom there, you can see some standard shoring for us as well. But as you look at the formwork, this is full custom design of a biosolid structure. So that very bottom portion that you just saw, if you look at the top left, is clear down at the bottom. You can see a tube coming out of there. That's that section. All the rest of it, you can see a picture of the finished product there of the panels. That is all custom. A lot of work goes into this, but again, a great challenge. And what's fun is you get to see the finished product at the end. This is one of 5 digesters that are being produced right now that is ongoing. You know, from bids, those back of the napkin scratches, all the way through to getting this design and products out, we're talking about 2 years. You know, this is a lot of bid process, a lot of design work, working with the customer, finding the best solution, and providing that out to the customer. And that's what makes this industry so exciting to be an engineer in. That vast, you know, that massive and vast variety of work that comes in. You could be doing a house foundation at the beginning of the day and end up working on something like this at the end of the day. So that's what's exciting about this, and that's what we really have a lot of passion for here at Symons.
All right, thanks, Tyler. I actually learned quite a bit on there. I love that you were referencing our soldier system and how it was not customized, but it was used with the customization. That was beneficial to me, so I hope people on the phone saw that as well. This slide, kind of what I opened up with, it is the resources, www.daytonsuperior.com. So I didn't put a lot of things on here, but what you do see is you see the steel ply concrete forming application guide. There's all kinds of application guides and technical data sheets, as well as on the Dayton Superior side for the bridge deck, the handbooks, and all of that can be found on DaytonSuperior.com. In addition, if you need to find out who your sales representative or to contact customer service, you can go out there on the toolbar and do the About Us, and there's a contact form as well, and it'll provide a nice map for the regions that you are in, and you can find the person to contact. And for training, since that's my world, a little plug, these Training Tuesdays are out there. The emails that were sent last week to reference, they're on our YouTube channel, as well as on our DaytonSuperior.com site that points to the YouTube channel. You can see all of the I think this is the 33rd Training Tuesday that we've done so far, and all of those are posted out there. I've organized them by the different accessories, and hopefully that'll work. And if you, like I said in the beginning, if there's something that you want to see or hear about, shoot an email to me from the emails that I send, and we'll try to get that to happen, and we'll see. So now, are there any questions? I'm looking and I don't see anything in the chat functionality, but please go ahead and put some in if you do have questions. And while you are doing that, I do want to say, most of you that are on here already know who Dayton Superior is, but just so you're aware, we are the leading single source provider of not only what we talked about today with the Symons forming, but for the accessories such as tilt or light wall forming, ties, precast splicing, as well as the chemicals that can go hand in hand with that. And as you're looking at this today, we have an engineering service that can provide the one-stop shop bundled type approach for your needs. And that's what we're here to solve for you. And then, in addition, we can train you on that. We can come and get customized. You see a training at DaytonSuperior.com on your screen right now. Please feel free to use that and get in contact with Chuck, who's the National Training Manager, as well as myself, Heidi Reese, and we can see what we can do about coming to your area or doing a Zoom call that might be longer than this one. So, any questions out there? All right, well, again, thanks for joining. Remember, we do these every Tuesday. We do have off weeks in the holiday. Another one will come up, but we have one next Tuesday. It is going to be on Epoxy Uses 101. And remember, I've already said it, but we record and put them out there. And don't forget to sign up for the next one. Until then, I hope you all have a happy Tuesday. Bye.